Hey, it's me, Mr. Worst. So Unit 1 retake exam. So if you didn't pass the Unit 1 exam, this is a retake. So you're going to put in your name. Your teacher may have some other stuff here. I only teach one block of conceptual physics, so I don't have you put in your block, but your teacher may have that too. The second section, identifying variables. Okay, and I didn't let you know. So on these retakes, I put in little videos of like tips, okay, uh, or strategies, you might call them. First strategy on identifying variables is the independent variable is the variable that you are changing on purpose in the experiment. It's the variable that you manipulate. That's often how it's said. So the variable you manipulate, and the dependent variable is the variable you're measuring for response to that independent variable. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe that's what you just heard. So the question here is, a scientist asks, how does the power of an engine affect the maximum speed of a car? What is the independent variable? So what variable here are we trying, or should we, if we were to research this question, should we try to change intentionally from trial to trial to see how the dependent variable is affected? So what are we trying to change on purpose? That is our independent variable. What are we going to try to change methodically to measure so that we can measure the response in another variable? Is it the power of the car? Are we going to change the power of the car? Are we going to change the maximum speed of the car? Are we going to change the size of the car? Are we going to change the type of gasoline used? Now, a little strategy here up front. Use anything in Canvas modules. So you could go back to Canvas modules and probably, let's go and look. Hunting. So notes, what is science? That was kind of before. That was a preceding thing. So we had these graphing notes. Notes on graphing. That's what I called it. Your teacher may have called it something different. So if I go in there, it's going to talk about independent, dependent variables. So the variable you change intentionally, manipulate, and experiment versus the variable you measure for response to changes in the independent variables. That's what the dependent is. And we're given some graph things here. It talks about dependent, independent. So go, if you don't know how to answer that question, go use your resources. Just don't ask other people what the answer is. It's not a resource on the table right here for the retake. Okay, so you can use any of your assignments. Maybe go check out the graphing practice. What's the dependent, independent there? Look at questions. I will point out one last thing before I stop this video, is this research question uses the word affect. So how does the blah affect the blah of the blah? Which of those blahs is the independent variable? Which is the variable that we are trying to change intentionally? Number two, what is the dependent variable with that same question? So what are we trying to measure for response to the independent variable? And finally, what is the control variable for that same question? Control variable, you want to try to keep the same for each trial because you don't want to like mess up your data, okay? So use anything in the Canvas modules. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next section.